Morning, everybody. Check out this little piece of this podcast. It's Bryan Cranston, the guy from Breaking Bad, and what he has to say is like so applicable, or applicable, depending on how you want to pronounce it. So applicable to what we do as bagpipers and performers. Ready?
Into one thing. There is a feeling that I have before I go on stage. I always stand backstage when I'm doing a play, and there you feel the butterflies, you feel life moving inside of you. And I take 3 deep breaths, and I shake it inside my body, and my eyes pop open, and I go out on stage for the first time. And it's a ritual that I do. And it is a way just to connect to it and say, yeah, there's a little bit of fear connected here. There's a little bit of, it's kind of titillating, and you can use that energy and to motivate you. You don't want to be afraid. You don't want to be fearful. In other words, an actor needs to be able to find a foundation of comfort and calm in order to perform.
How cool is that? I love that idea that those nerves that you feel before you perform, you know, like that's, you know, sure, you feel nervous, but like that's life right there, right? That's something that takes you out of your element and just kind of like reminds you you're alive, you know? That's really cool. Anyway, that's why I love listening to podcasts.
How's it going to Dojo U? Hanging out here with my main man Andrew Douglas. I'm Andrew Douglas Lee.
What brings you to Albany?
I'm here to judge the Nickel Brown competition tomorrow. I'm really excited.
Very good. How does it feel to be in like the seat of like the famous wooden bench?
It's very, very, very exciting to be here. It's a great honor.
It's really only famous to me.
The Dojo Dungeon.
That's right, underground bunker.
Yeah, this is the safest place in Troy.
It probably is the safest place in Troy, but
it's very cool.
Mainly because it's Troy, not because it's overly safe in here. Is this a complete Lee & Sons bagpipe?
Yeah, so we made the drones, the pipe bag, and the chantery. We didn't make the chanter. We're still working on developing a chanter. But I've been playing these drones for a couple years. They're Model 1. They're the first set that we put off.
Is this the first Lee & Sons pipe?
The first set of Lee & Sons pipes. So the new ones look a little prettier. But
so like what are the ferrules like made of in this particular case?
These ones are made out of boxwood. So it's slightly darker than the imitation ivory, which I kind of like.
Yeah.
I wanted to go with something that wasn't plastic.
Well, and your dad, is he playing like the same?
He's playing the same set.
And they look
basically.
boxy, woody too.
Yeah, he's got the same set. We also make them with holly mounts now, which is a little lighter in color, a little more like ivory.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like, these are good pipes too, because you won the gold medal with these.
Yeah.
And Jack won the.
I won the Kansas City gold medal.
Kansas City gold medal, yeah.
On them, and Jack's been playing them for the last 2 or 3 seasons now. So he played them at Albany and Inverness this year. Did pretty well. And
By the way, I'm a huge fan of the foam earplugs.
there you go.
As you know.
They're not quite bright enough for you.
I know. I would go with something brighter.
They're the finest earplugs.
Those are just your rehearsal earplugs.
the finest earplugs Home Depot has to sell.
Exactly.
But-
Cool. And then obviously it's a Lee & Sons bag.
Yeah, I can open this up here. So we're playing one of the premium
yeah,
bags.
yeah. Cool.
Works really well. I like it a lot. I play it in the solos in the band. I play the regular sheepskin.
So is the sheepskin on the inside?
Sheepskin's on the inside. We can open it up here. There's
Oops,
the
sorry, I was zooming in on my green cup there. What I meant to zoom in on the back.
sheepskin right there. So it helps to work as sort of a moisture regulator. It absorbs some moisture, but allows to keep some in as well, because
Yeah.
you don't want it to be 100% dry setup. Otherwise, your pipes aren't going to vibrate properly.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
And then the Lee & Sons reed is like the classic blue binding, right?
Yeah, that's right.
By the way, never shake hands with those hands.
Try not to
It
break.
hurts, man.
I just put it in a couple days ago, really. So hopefully it's been going pretty well so far. But
Nice.
that's it.
There you go. Andrew Lee in the dungeon.
In the dungeon, the dojo dungeon.
So just dropped Andrew off. He's judging the Nickel Brown. We're actually going out of town to visit my parents this weekend. So, but it was a cool visit. When I first played in the SFU pipe band, I actually lived at Jack Lee's house, and of course Andrew Lee lived there. So we actually hung out. We lived together for 2 summers basically, and hung out a lot. So it's always good to catch up with him. And he's judging at the Nickel Brown Chalice competition, which is basically an invitational competition for all of the best amateur players that they can find in North America. And they have a committee that decides who that is. And, you know, Andrew, I believe, is a former winner. I'm a former winner of the contest. So, and they'll occasionally do that. They'll have former winners of the contest judge it. And of course, Andrew's had a lot of success in the solos and stuff over the past couple of years. So it's really cool for him to be able to judge that. Anyway, I've got a lesson, and then we're gonna really, before long, be geared up to head out towards Syracuse. So that's basically what's going on.